Hey guys, Mike here again, and in the last video I talked about when I had to really do some things to hit the reset button in my life to turn things around and dig myself out of a dark hole. And in this video I would like to talk about where I find myself more often, which is on the other side of conversations like that. So rather than spewing my guts about how I was having a bad time, today let's explore what it's like to be a better communicator and friend. And if you found that last video helpful and enjoy this one, please remember to like, share, and subscribe and get the word out there so we can help other people be a better human, okay? Here we go. So what do I mean when I say on the other side of the conversation? Well, usually for every person in need, there is a need for a person to listen. And there's a lot of people that can be good talkers, but they're not exactly good listeners. And I'm sure we've all experienced it. I know there's a few people in my own life where they are great talkers, but not exactly the great listener. So, what are some traits that a great listener needs? You need to be available. And I mean that when someone gets a hold of you, you find yourself in that conversation. Somebody is already in heavy need and they're already very anxious, and you don't want to add to that. You don't want to make it worse. So it only does yourself and the other person a favor by pausing the movie, pausing the game, getting your face out of your phone. If you are sitting, beside each other, give them your undivided attention. If you were the one who wanted to talk, if you were the one who had a bad day, you would want that person you're talking to really give you, their attention. So do the same for someone else, all right? If for whatever reason you're not available at that moment, maybe you're driving or you're cooking or you are talking to somebody else, say, I'm sorry, I apologize. Can I offer you a temporary listener? Like, my sister is here, or my spouse is here, whatever. Or can I call you back? Just so I can finish what I'm doing and give you, my full attention. And that will let that person know that you care, which is something that really, that's all you need sometimes, is just knowing that someone cares and they want to give you your attention. Now, if you are available and you choose to participate in this conversation, you really need to brace yourself for impact and prepare for the flood, because you don't know what is going on with this person. It could be any number of things, and you really have to get your mind right so you are able to help in that situation. It's really important that you don't steal the conversation, though. It's not about you, and somebody's coming to you because they're in need. Now, you can draw from instances in your life that are relatable, but your task here is to listen and reply. Showing your understanding through a relatable instance lets somebody know that you're not just blowing smoke. You went through a similar situation and this is how you handled it and this is what happened. It's very important to have a judgment-free zone where you are safe and you can just get out what needs to get out. That is really a factor in what helped me get through my rough time, because if I was bombarded with questions and whatever, it would have definitely not helped me in any way. It probably would have pushed me farther away. You might be in the middle of a very serious crisis situation. And in that instance, you definitely need to offer up whatever you can to help settle that crisis. Do you need a ride somewhere? Do you need a place to stay? Do you need me to get a hold of somebody for you? Or, ultimately, do you need me to call the authorities because maybe they're not in a safe place and they need that? Okay, so you made it through this heavy conversation. Crisis averted, things have settled down. It is really important for follow-up, the continued care after the fact. And sometimes you have to make time and reach out and just, send a text or a conversation saying, hey, I'm just checking in, seeing how you're doing. And again, that lets somebody know that you care. And that is just enough to keep them going. If it is at all possible, it is great to buddy system the recovery. This is kind of a two-way takeaway because you're helping someone through their time, but you feel impactful and you're making a difference, and that helps make you feel better as well. So if you can be somebody's like sponsor to wellness, they know that they're not alone. And going through something by yourself is so much harder if you don't have that person to lean on. You know, we talked before about there are times where you have to lean on your friends. And if you can be that friend and help somebody else through it, you're going to feel good and they're going to feel good. You know, if you are already doing your own activities to help with your own wellness, it could go a long way to maybe invite that other person and then you do it together. So rather than going to the gym by yourself or, you know, you're running by yourself, whatever, you do it together, that can go a long way. If sports aren't your thing, you know, maybe you don't go to the gym or you don't run, that's fine. Maybe you only have a few minutes in your day. Maybe just a walk in the park or, you know, down the road, it can be enough to really help them out. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. You know, being a better friend and communicator is essential to being a better human. See you next time.